Hi and welcome back to InsideTraxs.co.uk, the website that tries to help you trade smarter by providing some inside information. If you like this video, please subscribe to it and like it. If you have any comments, please let me know. I'll respond to them or I'll learn from them. What I'm going to do today is to try and share with you the reason why you should subscribe to our newsletter. Because we have had some most amazing results from Royal Ascot, and we have prior to Royal Ascot as well. So what we want to talk about is we're going to review Royal Ascot 2019. What a week, and we're going to take a look back at the world's favourite meeting and show you why it is essential that you, if you want winners, subscribe to our newsletter. So here we are inside the MailChimp account for InsideTraxs, and I'm just going to show you the newsletter that we sent out on the first day of the meeting, which was on the Tuesday, the 18th, and just to show you what went on. So that should show you actually the newsletter that got sent out. So there's the newsletter. It should say the 18th. I sometimes get it wrong. So the previous day, on the 17th, we gave a nap, which we advised to take stakes back at low odds and let run. It traded at 1.16, so anyone who took the advice would have got the stake back, but actually the horse was in fact beaten by another that hadn't won for 4 years, so it was a bit of a turn up. The back to lay, we advised to look for 33% return on your money. It gave 37%, so a good winner there for anyone who did that. And then false favourites, we did two that day, one of which drastically drifted before the off, so gave good profit. The other one got beat, so profit from both of those. And also we give a horse which we think will be placed at good odds, and that one came in as well. So actually on the 17th of June, the day before Royal Ascot, we gave some great tipping, 100% tips for there. In our newsletter, we'll also give you a featured video to trade or not to trade. We tell you why it's unwise to trade after heavy rain and a major change in the going. You can view that video on our channel, no problem. And then we gave a Royal Ascot briefing. And the first race of the day on Tuesday, the 18th, was the Queen Anne Stakes. It was a race with a favourite, Mustachery. Lawrence was also a running which we thought was quite a reasonable proposition because Lawrence had been up against the favourite and without a prep race, so it was going to be close this time. Le Brevido was from Aidan O'Brien Ramo up, and must be feared as he had bad luck in running in that race, the Lockinge. So if we want to just have a quick look and see how that race actually turned out. So here we are in the race, sorry, that should be there, and we're going to just run it forward.
This is wide open as Lawrence in the white cap comes to join Matterhorn. Behind those, Le Brevido on the extreme left, beat the bank is there, and One Master, green sleeves, nearest to us. She's flying down to join them now as they come to the furlong pole. One Master, Lord Glitters, beat the bank. Le Brevido, that is the quartet, will fight it out. Beat the bank and the grey Lord Glitters. Lord Glitters was runner-up 12 months ago, and I think he's just won this year to beat the bank. One Master behind those, and Roman.
So there we saw that Lord Glitters won. Obviously, Lawrence was doing well at the furlong pole. Le Brevido also was mentioned there, but didn't come up. Next one was Coventry Stakes. I don't like two-year-old races. I would only do two-year-old races where I had clear guidance from the betting. We see that Ryan Moore was on Arizona. Donica O'Brien was on Fort Myers. Gosden does like this race, and I think Gildsman, who won last time out, has some good speed figures and decent price, but not one I'll be doing. But we'll see what happened. So this is the end of the race, and we'll just see what happened.
Arizona in the dark blue at this stage is just behind Gildsman and then QI direction. Further back in the field is Maxi Boy and King of Athens, and they're running on down inside the final quarter mile. Mackian on the near side has the overall advantage in the Coventry Stakes. Monoski on the far side. Second from the left, Arizona is running on. Threat in the red, white and blue is staying on from the rear. And then Golden Horde switch towards the near side. The white face Fort Myers. Deep inside the last furlong they come. Threat, Gilsman is bursting through the Claret Silks and Arizona on the far side. Arizona noses ahead. It's going to be a nice Coventry Stakes for Aidan O'Brien. Arizona gets home just in front. Time for second.
There you go. We saw that Ryan Moore did choose the right one, which is Arizona. That one that was mentioned. You also heard that Gilsman came third and Fort Myers came fourth. So first, third, and fourth ain't bad for that particular race. Now we see the Kingstown Stake. Batash was running. I love Batash. I think he's a brilliant horse. Looked all over the winner, but was worn down late by Blue Point. A reoppose with the advantage of the high draw. I take the former to reverse last year's placings. Well, let's see what happened. So here we are, and we're just going to have a look at the finish.
Way. Soldiers Call leading. Blue Point in the blue jacket in second place. Batash, the blue and white colours, one from the right making progress. Fairylands with those from Mabs Cross in red. Imprimus just in behind those as they head down to the final furlong. Batash nearest to us in blue and white. Blue Point, the all blue far side. Behind those Soldiers Call, and then comes Mabs Cross. Head towards the line. Blue Point in front. Batash nearest to us, trying to get to it, but it's the same as last year. Blue Point from Batash, Mabs Cross and Soldiers Point, very tight third and fourth. Then Fairyland.
So there you go. Called that one slightly wrong, but had the first two, but in the wrong order. Blue Point, fantastic horse. I love Batash, so I suppose I was going a little bit on gut. But you know, I thought the high draw would help Batash more than it did. And Blue Point managed to reassert and not bad at all. St James Palace Stakes, standout here is Too Darn Hot, who's by far and away the best 2-year-old last year. Excuses for his seconds, poor preparation, travelling, etc. And if he retained stability last year, it's hard to beat. O'Brien had 3, and any of those, I said, could pose a danger. So let's see what happened in that one. So again, here we are. We're just going to look at the finish of the race.
Damon with the white sleeves and cap. Further back to King of Comedy and then Van Beethoven, and the Irish Rover is pushed along in last place. Into the straight, heading down towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Still Fox Champion in front against the fence. Here goes Circus Maximus with a white cap. Phoenix of Spain, the grey, is coming to challenge. Frankie has pulled out. Too Darn Hot with a pink jacket launching his challenge. 4 in a line as they head down towards the last 300 yards. Circus Maximus struck the front. Here's Too Darn Hot there with a storming run from off the pace. King of Comedy and Scardo are also staying on very strongly. Too Darn Hot came upside Circus Maximus, but he couldn't quite get past. Finishing off strongly King of Comedy, but Circus Maximus held on to win the St James.
So there you go. You saw Too Darn Hot come right upsides Circus Maximus. And traded at about 1.06, but couldn't follow it through. I, for all the world, thought he was going to win that as he came storming up alongsides, but he didn't. And as predicted, he had 3, and any of them could pose a danger. Well, obviously the one chosen by Ryan Moore, liable to be the best of the 3, and that one won. So if you followed that, you would have certainly had a very good inclination of getting either the winner or certainly Too Darn Hot as third, and certainly could have traded that out very, very low in running. Now we have the Ascot Stakes, which is the long distance race, 2 miles 3, wide open. Can't discount anything from Willie Mullins. But when you're talking about these long distance races, you need to be looking at Willie Mullins and other jump trainers or dual trainers who can produce these types of horses, and he knows what it takes to win because he's won 6 out of the last 10. Also, I'd go for one of the jockeys who knows the pace, an SDS, Sylvester D'Souza, a King's Coat, or a Dettori. So let's see how that one panned out. So once again, we're going to have just a quick look at the last 40 seconds.
Last quarter mile. Build Me Up Buttercup is still 5 from the back of the field. Mancini with the yellow sleeves is coming through to challenge Jukebox Jive. Yabas is behind those from Cœur de Lion. And then comes Time to Study, the Grand Vizier. Build Me Up Buttercup, the purple jacket nearest the stands. Fun Mac is running on. Time to Study and Jim Crowley. Richard Kingscote on the Grand Vizier. Build Me Up Buttercup. She's come from the back of the field. She's a length behind the leaders within striking distance. The Grand Vizier, though, top weight in front. Build Me Up Buttercup's a half length behind in second place. But the Grand Vizier's held her, and the Grand Vizier and Richard Kingscote have won to Build Me Up Buttercup.
There you go. We saw Kingscote, as predicted, man who knows pace, winning it. And we saw Build Me Up Buttercup from the William Mullins stable coming second. So if you'd followed some of the advice, you certainly could have got the winner and possibly even the straight forecast, which I think is pretty good. Particularly knowing that that was a 21-er field. Final race was a 16-runner race, the Wolverton Stakes. We said Godolphin has 4 in the race, with First Nation being their number one. Magic Wand is a standout because probably due with the ground being a bit better, and any rain would make his chance more unlikely. And Haggis is a nice horse. It needs to bounce back after an underperformance. I quite like Star of Bengal, however, the draw, a draw that you wouldn't have chosen. And I said one for the pin, methinks, because this was wide open. So let's just see what happened. So here's the finishing few furlongs of the race.
Global Giant, First Nation last but one. Zibber still at the tail. On down towards the last quarter mile. Star of Bengal against the fence. Tackle hard by Elacan. Here comes Magic One with a striped cap. A Dave in a yellow jacket is now beginning to thunder home. La Trove has switched towards the far side. On down towards the last furlong. A Dave now moving through to take over from Elacan. Then Magic Wand and La Trove, and it's a Dave beginning to clear away. Opening up by 3, 4, 5 lengths. And a Dave wins the Wolverton with any amount in hand. Very close for second. Between Magic Wand in the centre, La Trove up the inner, and Ella Cam out wide.
Here you go. The Haggis horse. So we said it had a nice horse, but it needs to bounce back after some underperformances. So you saw that did bounce back brilliantly. Star of Bengal there was in the lead for a long while and would have been a great back to lay. And Magic Wand was placed. So the only real letdown in all this was Godolphin's 4, with First Nation not really getting into it. So pretty close. We did take Too Darn Hot and Batash. Batash certainly as a back to lay paid very nicely. It traded at one point, I think it was 06, I said. The second back to lay we gave was Pearl Noir, which also paid. Pearl Noir is definitely a horse that gets out in front, and that paid handsomely. And the false favourites, we didn't have a selection, and Following Tello was not placed, so we didn't actually win on that. So there you go. That was the first day of Royal Ascot. I'm going to go on to the second day now. So we're now on Wednesday the 19th, and we're looking at the newsletter that went out that morning. I was wrong. The second back to lay was a non-runner. Batash's back to lay worked really, really well. Place Valley came 6th, and the Nap, which was Too Darn Hot, came 3rd. However, what we now have to look at is Royal Ascot and how we looked at the second day. So the Queen Mary Stakes, 5 furlongs, 2-year-olds, 28 runners, total lottery, as you know, with 2-year-olds. As you all know, I hate 2-year-old races. There's little where there's little form on display. Dolphin have 4 in the race, with Divine Spirit and Final Song being the standouts. There are many others with a chance, so not one for me. So let's have a quick look and see how the Queen Mary turned out. So here we go. We can see that it's split into 2 groups, a lot of runners, 5 furlongs, basic cavalry charge, total lottery.
With Anna's Fast and Raffle Prize from Daughter-in-Law, and then Isabeau and Theory of Time. Over on the far side, Mighty Spirit with a white cap has moved through to head that group from 2 Shy and Liberty Beach, and then Apple Cross. Tango's got plenty on. Running down towards the last furlong, Raffle Prize and Frankie Dettori chasing Kamari. These are the leading two on the near side. Final Song is chasing them hard. They're heading now for the last half furlong. Kamari in the green jacket being strongly pressed by Raffle Prize. There isn't going to be much in this. Raffle Prize on the near side of Kamari. Raffle Prize and Kamari in a tight finish to the Queen Mary. They're followed home in third by 5.
So there you go, a bit of a cavalry charge. Final Song came in third, but really, for me, total lottery. If you do get into that situation, total lottery, you saw Frankie wins well. Always choose a jockey that's a good one, because they a good jockey, Frankie Dettori, can bring a horse home with at least three lengths further than a standard jockey. So Queen's Bars, Group 2, 1 mile 6. This one, O'Brien had 4 runners. The most notable one is Norway, Ryan Moore. Again, not really one for me. I didn't really fancy it. 13 runners, no one stood out. With O'Brien with 4 runners, that's a clue that he wants to win it. So let's see how that worked out. So here we go. We're going to just watch the last few minutes.
On mood, and then comes Max We Can, heading down inside the last.
22 furlongs.
Still the brave Naef Road to Barbados in the centre, blue and orange. Nearest to us, the nosebound Dashing Willoughby. This trio clear from Moonlight Spirit is running on, heading towards the final furlong now. Dashing Willoughby, Barbados just in front. To Naef Road, it's Dashing Willoughby who has the advantage, but on the far side, Barbados, the blue and orange coming back to him, but Dashing Willoughby won the Queen's Bars. To Barbados, Naef Road, and Moonlight Spirit in 4th, and then Eminent Authority.
So the winner was Dashing Willoughby, Oisin Murphy. An O'Brien horse came 2nd. Look the winner, Barbados, but got beat, and Norway was nowhere. So not really one for me, that one, and quite rightly. So just 8 runners in the Prince of Wales Stakes, 2 O'Brien horses in the race, most likely Magical will have the edge, and we'll see what happened. I'll just roll the VT.
Brings Crystal Ocean down the centre, coming to take on Hunting Horn. They're still over 2 lengths ahead of Magical, who's being driven firmly purple cap by Ryan Moore. The group of 3 up ahead are a little way clear of Bulk Ice, Sea of Class on the extreme right. A furlong and a half to go. Crystal Ocean with Magical now switching to come and have a crack at him. They've gone over 2 lengths clear from Hunting Horn. Crystal Ocean in front, passing the furlong. Magical has got within a length. Can she get past Crystal Ocean? Edging right, leading off a true line. Magical is continuing to pester, but Crystal Ocean is doing enough and takes the Prince of Wales, who stakes under Frankie. Magical in 2nd.
So there you go. Magical, I thought, looked like he was coming to take it, but Frankie just pushing his horse out and taking that one by just over a length. Next race was the Duke of Cambridge Stakes. Ampost, I don't know what the hell, anything could win this, therefore I go for Agritira and Pretty Baby as outsiders against the field. Again, I'm not really keen on this race. 17 runner a race. Sometimes with the Royal Ascot, you just don't get involved, or you go for a couple of horses with decent jockeys against the field, but don't stake your house on it. Let's see how it went. Once again, here's the last 2 furlongs.
He heads them down to the 2 furlong marker in front. To Voracious, and then Preening and Shenanigans. Rorder, I Can Fly. Defader's still there. Move Swiftly. Yellow Jacket, Red Cap. She's coming into this very strongly as they head down now towards the last furlong. Voracious and Move Swiftly. Rorder, here's I Can Fly in the purple jacket now. Defader's with those as well. 4 of them settle down to fight this out. The noseband of Move Swiftly. Rorder, the red and white. I Can Fly, the purple and white jacket. Move Swiftly. Danny Todd nearest to us. Frankie Dettori, the pursuer on Rorder. It is Move Swiftly, beat Rorder, I Can Fly, Voracious, Defader, Ananerium, and behind those was Nialetti.
So in that one, we're not really anywhere near with Agritira, Pretty Baby, not even mentioned. Pretty Baby was quite significantly back before the off. So if you had taken the advice, you might have made some money before the off. But apart from that, that really wasn't a great race to be in. Here, the Royal Hunt Cup, again, 31 runners. Too many of these have a chance that it's a lottery. The way they run, positions that the jockeys achieve, and the ground they get will be deciding factors. And there's too much to predict a winner. However, I like New Graduates. It would be a biggest win for James Tate, but really, my heart wasn't in New Graduate, to be honest. James Tate, he hasn't had a Group 1 winner, not even a Group 2 winner. So this would be the biggest winner of his career at Royal Ascot. So let's see what happened. And once again, this is typical of Royal Ascot. You see two big groups. You can't really tell who's got the edge. Depends what the pace is. But let's just have a look and see how it panned out.
Pitching to the far side, then coming through. So Beloved is weighted with him behind. He's trying to thread his way through with Beringer. Heading on down now towards the last furlong and a half of the Hunt Cup. And a Fark in a blue and white jacket on the near side has come through to lead that cluster from War Glory. Out in the centre, Kinrun is right there. Red Starlight is bursting through as well. Robin of Navan is also staying on, but it's a Fark down the near side in front. Clon Cooley is throwing down a strong challenge. Kinrun on the far side with Rock Angel. A Fark, Clon Cooley is bearing down on him. It's desperately close. Nothing in it. Clon Cooley and a Fark have gone past together in the Hunt Cup. Style Hunter would...
So as improved, 31 runners, split into two. Looked like the near side group had a better pace on it and produced the first and second. You really do have to have the luck of the draw and the luck of the run. Sometimes it's okay, but really I would never have predicted that winner. Not on form. Windsor Castle Stakes, 24 runners, 5 furlongs. It's the lottery of lotteries. 2-year-olds and 24 runner, 5 furlong race. Please do the lottery if you get this winner. Well, I probably should because I have a soft spot for Southern Hills. 3 reasons: good draw, Ryan Moore, O'Brien combination, and used to the ground. Okay, let's see how it panned out and see whether I should be doing the lottery. So in this one, they seem to have all grouped in one group, apart from one out on the outside. Well, let's see how it went. Last 2 furlongs.
And Red Epaulette lead the group near side from Southern Hills, Electric Ladyland, Illusionist and Temple of Heaven behind those, and then comes Symbolized. Dylan de Vega is next from Summer Sounds, but Wheels on Fire over the far side, got a good lead at the moment. Here's Platinum Star, Blue.
Sorry about this. It would appear that my internet is not working as it should, so I'm just going to have to pause it for a moment. Sorry about that, but the broadband went a bit funny.
Blue Jackets downside running well with Southern Hill coming into it. Symbolise the white face down the centre. Inside the last furlong, Southern Hills, Ryan Moore in dark blue, the Royal Blue Platinum Star. Christophe Soumillon behind those is Symbolise. They come to the line. Southern Hills has won. Platinum Star, Las Vegas, and Symbolized tight for the minor places.
Wow, well, there you go. That even surprised me. I should be doing the lottery, shouldn't I? So we'll move on to day 3. So there you go. Nice winner at the end of day 2 onto day 3. And as we said yesterday, give you a back to lay that won. So that produced a decent return. The place value came fourth, just out of the places, so we lost that one. False favourite, we gave Southern Rock. We told you to cash out either before the off or at a reasonably high price in running. It traded at 1,000 to 1, so hopefully you got out of that. It did win in the end, but it was a strange run actually. And the second false favourite I gave lost. As you've just heard, some good pointers on what to back and not get involved with in Royal Ascot. We gave a strong steer with rationale for Southern Hills, who won at 7 to 1. So pretty good day on the second day. We moved to the third day, and here we have Thursday, Norfolk Stakes. And by now, you will know that I hate 2-year-old races with little form on display. Improvement can come from anywhere. I'm telling you that Wesley Ward, Jamie Osborne tend to try and get winners here. Cowell is the Robert Cowell is the sprint king, and there's also an Irish Raider who could be anything. But Frankie Dettori could have a great chance. So let's just have to see what happened. So once again, we're going to join with about 2 furlongs to go.
In company with this. On the extreme left is King Neptune. They've only got 2 furlongs to go now. And it is Cool Sphere, big price leader down the centre, and the white face leading to the royal blue and white colours of Sunday Sovereign. Misty Grey coming. Ali is there in the beige jacket. The far side, the green sleeves is Strive for Glory. Ali now. Frankie Dettori comes through to take it up inside the closing stages. Goes on to Ventura Rebel, is moving through to second place to give chase. Ali is still in front. Ventura Rebel closing, but Ali just to Ventura Rebel. Dubai Station behind him in 3rd position, home in 4th.
So there you go. Even though I don't like 2-year-old races with little form on display, you've got strong steer on Frankie. Cowell came 5th. Osborne came 4th. So if you followed me, you would have had 1st, 4th and 5th on that one. So then we move on to the Hampton Court Stakes. Again, no real standout here for me. I would therefore tend to go for a top jockey like Frankie or Ryan. Let's see what happened. So once again, we're going to see it from about 2 furlongs out. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Run and Kick On still leads the way on the inside after Kid. Cape of Good Hope coming with a run between that pair. Sangaris squeezing through on the inside of Great Scott, then Fox Chairman. Cape of Good Hope came there strongly. Fox Chairman is running on well, but now Sangaris taking off, and Sangaris comes through, and King Ottakar with a blast down the outside, and Apes and Real as well, but Sangaris has kicked 2 lengths clear of King Ottakar, and then Fox Chairman up to the line. It's Frankie again at Royal Ascot, and Sangaris wins the Hampton Court. Fox Chairman maybe snatching 2nd.
So there you go. Yeah, we gave you a strong steer. Frankie winning again. Yeah, nicely done by Frankie there. So that was 2 out of 2. Ribblesdale, I like Fleeting and Star Chaser in this. I would give the votes, as I said, to the form, which would be Fleeting, but I still like Star Chaser. So let's see what went on there. Here we go. Oh, not again.
Shambolic in 2nd, Queen Power in 3rd, and here comes Star Catcher now from up on the outside. Sparkle Roll as they head down inside the last 2. Frankie, black and white jacket, red cap on Star Catcher. Sylvester on Queen Power. The Grey Filly Queen, Sparkle Roll behind those. Fleeting is into 4th. She may be 3rd soon. She's coming off the leading pair. Star Catcher is in front. Fleeting and the dark blue jacket trying to get off. She's a length and a half behind. They race towards the line. Starcatcher in is a hat trick for Frankie. Starcatcher's 1, Fleeting in 2nd, 3rd position. Sparkle Roll, Queen Power was next. Love So Deep. Frankelina.
Yeah, so there you go. Star Chaser. Frankie beat Fleeting, so wrong way. But if you did a reverse forecast, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Next one, the Gold Cup. Stradivarius, fantastic, gutsy horse, and I followed and supported. I'm voting as much my heart as my head and saying he will win or go down with all guns blazing. So he's either a back few or a back delay, delayed off at very, very short odds in running. That's the advice. So there we go, Stradivarius for me all day long. So let's see how Frankie gets on going for his 4-timer.
3 furlongs left to cover. DXB from Master Reality. Capri unleashed the outside of Stradivarius. Thomas Hobson exploring a route round the inside. Stradivarius in a little bit of a pocket at the moment. Can he get out? It's Master Reality from DXB. Capri is holding Stradivarius in. The gap is appearing now as they race towards the final furlong and a half. Master Reality. DXB.
Come on, Stradivarius.
Stradivarius and Frankie Dettori, and he gallops into the lead. Cross counter space.
You've got to love him. You've got to absolutely love him.
Stradivarius leads again in the Gold Cup. This sensational style. Master Reality is rallying gamely. Frankie on fire. Stradivarius wins again. 2 Gold Cups. Fred for 2nd. DXB rallying.
Fantastic. So that was lovely. I really enjoyed that, watching that. Stradivarius, what a fantastic horse. Absolutely unbelievable horse. Britannia Stakes, 29 declared. Total, complete lottery. So get your pins out. I've given some pointer. I said plenty of pace in the high part of the draw, which will suit those coming from off the pace who are drawn high. So I was expecting a high-drawn horse to win. So Frankie, Andrea Xeni, Jason Watson might have better chances than if they're drawn low. but definitely not one for me with 29 runners. So let's see again what happened here. So what you can see here is the high-drawn horses out here on the right, where the pace is, and let's see how they finish.
In the green, Frankie is leading inside the final two. Turgenev has the lead. The two in second place, Hero, Migration behind this, Biomatic staying on. Down the centre, or in the red and yellow jackets coming to it for Lauren behind that. And then comes Motor Far with Turgenev at the foul on Bowden. Frankie leading by 2 lengths. Biometric in second place, the pink cap, and Harry Beglis coming to get him. Turgenev in front, Biometric gaining with every strike. Biometric has won the Britannia. Turgenev second, Fenner behind this from All Numerium, and behind those Victory Command.
Wow, there you go. Frankie just misses out on a 5-timer. And the horse that won Biometrics was drawn 29. So right over with the high part of the draw. So if you did fancy Biometrics, hopefully with me telling you that the high part of the draw is the place to be, you would have had more confidence in backing it. King George V is the next race, 17 runner. The tipsters are going for Ron Priestley. However, I think tailor-made for Constantinople with the Moore O'Brien axis, certainly worth an each-way punt or place value. So, so that's what I wanted to go for. Let's see what came out. So Ron Priestley's just been overtaken. He was out in front. Ascot, by the way, doesn't favour front runners. I don't know whether you know that.
Very wide is South Pacific. Severance is running on. Constantinople get past Majestic Dawn. Out wide, Almania. Here's South Pacific in the white cap, out very wide. Battling it out with stable companion Constantinople, and South Pacific is coming home the better and edges ahead. South Pacific from Constantinople. Eminence.
So there you go. Sir Ron Priestley. Reason why I didn't like him was he tends to like to be out in front, and Ascot not a front runner's course. Constantinople, you saw that really very close to winning that, but stable companion. So O'Brien still had the winner, so he had the 1-2. And if you did Constantinople for a place or each way, you would have made money. There you go. That was the nap. That was Stradivarius. The back to lay was Stradivarius, because I said either do him as a back or a lay, and Constantinople, sorry, a back to lay or a back, and Constantinople was my place value, which came in. So I pretty much got most of the things there for day 3. Let's move on to day 4 then. So there you go. Here's the newsletter for the 21st, which is reviewing the previous day, where I said Stradivarius, and the place 1, giving them just a few pointers that most of the things that I said seem to come out right. So we're now on to day 4 of the racing. So we move into Friday, 21st. First race is a 6 furlong, 25 horses, 2-year-olds only. Not one for me. All these 2-year-olds, complete lottery. Godolphin has won, who may be underrated on her pedigree. That's the only thing I could really see in it to give anybody any kind of pointer. Let's just see what happened. Here we go again. We're seeing the 2 groups. So it depends where the pace was, and we'll see what happened.
Towards the final quarter mile, Nayabeth still leading on the far side from Precious Moments, and they're chased by Kemble out wide of the third of Rohers trying to run on their Moon of Love. Meanwhile, down this stand side, Darye is now dashing through in the red jacket. Celtic Beauty with a chance as well in the pink sleeves as they race on. Then Silent Wave, Chitty Petty now struggling, Little Grey. And then from the back to Brussels, Celtic Beauty on the far side of Darye. Meanwhile, Aroa has run on well on the far side, but it's Darye on the near side of Celtic Beauty as they race up towards the line. And Darye begins to assert in the hands of David Egan to win the Albany. From Celtic Beauty, Aroa on the far.
So on this one, and I think you've seen now on several of the sort of short sprints, this near side is favoured, the high numbers. So if you're going to Royal Ascot or you're going to do Royal Ascot next year, watch out for the first few sprints. See where the pace seems to be best. So look for the pace in the race in the horses, but also look at which groups, because they often split into two, which groups are giving you the most chance of winning, and tend to go for those numbers, so high numbers generally. Well, certainly this year. So next up, after the Albany, was the King Edward VII Stakes, Group 2, 1 mile, 3 furlongs, 8 declared. Japan is the one to beat, especially as the conditions will suit him, or will suit. So let's see what happened. Here we go. We're coming up to the last 2 furlongs.
Conduct the Bangkok, Honda's Pablo Escobar, Private Secretary, Japan. Down the outside, Jack Yates has wilted. Bangkok and Private Secretary, Pablo Escobar, and Japan is continuing to run home strongly on the outside. And Japan has swept past Bangkok and Private Secretary. And then Pablo Escobar, it's the Derby third Japan in the hands of Ryan Moore, clear of Bangkok. Eagles by day staying on well, but it's Japan a class apart in the King Edward VII. Japan wins. Second home will be Bangkok in third place.
Very easy victory, that.
Private Secretary in.
So Japan made it quite easily, as you saw, and yeah, it was for me, that was really the one to beat, and didn't surprise me. Commonwealth Cup then is the next one, Group 1. 6 furlong, 9 declared. This might turn out to be Ryan Moore's day after Frankie's performance yesterday. Great chance here. Jash, I quite like the look of, may prove better value. And Royal Invitation, we want to lead, and maybe an interesting back to lay, particularly with Gerard Mosse booked. He's an excellent front-running French jockey. Let's see what happened. Sorry, a little hiccup there. We're just going to watch the last furlong.
Making headway on the right. Hello,
See Royal Intervention in the lead.
Gets to work on the favourite here, 10 Sovereigns, Ryan Moore. He's asking for more. His Royal Intervention, Forever in Dreams, Advertise, Unleashing a Run. Then 10 Sovereigns and Hello Youmzain in the noseband. The favourites in trouble. Advertise from Forever in Dreams. 10 Sovereigns switching. Hello Youmzain down the near side. It's Frankie Dettori again at Royal Ascot. This time it's on Advertise in the Commonwealth Cup, and Advertise sticks it out and wins. And Frankie salutes the crowd again. Right, second Forever.
Well, Ryan Moore couldn't get 10 Sovereigns up and running there. Frankie did it again. Jash proved not to be terribly well, certainly ran very badly. But the one that I think would have been interesting for most guys is Royal Intervention. Big price, actually did trade right down at 17, so you would have made a lot of money if you back Royal Intervention. I think it's something like 70 to 1, and you'd have got 17 to 1 as a layoff in running. So there you go. There's absolutely top-notch horses in the Coronation Cup. Ryan has another great chance. I'll be watching, however, because these were, for me, unsplittable, and almost every horse had the same chance. So I wasn't going to do this race, but let's see what happened.
Side James McDonald, Ryan Moore now shakes up Hermosa to try and come past Pretty Pollyanna. Watch Me is still held together by Pierre-Charles Boudot and Tubelosa down the outside. Watch Me has come past Hermosa. Tubelosa is trying to challenge. It's Watch Me in front. Hermosa trying to dig into the inside. Tubelosa hasn't quite got there. And it's Watch Me in front as they run close home in the Coronation. Watch Me has won for Francis Henri Graffard and Pierre-Charles Boudot. Watch Me.
There you go, French Raider. Well, I wouldn't have watched Me in a million years. Ryan did have a good chance, and if it wasn't for that 20 to 1 shot, would have probably, would have won. But you never know in these big races, and certainly if someone brings over a horse from France that no one knows anything about, then you're in trouble. Sandringham Stakes, 27 declared. Too many here with chance, and likely to turn up a 33 to 1 shot. One for the bookies, I think, and Magnetic Charm, Fair Majesty with the Doyler and Haggis would be a nice result, but it wasn't hopeful. So let's have a quick look and see what happened.
To pick up on the right in the pink cat, Magnetic Charm staying on from the rear in the royal colours with Kimberwick as they race on now towards the final furlong and a half. I'm Available, challenged and passed by Marmora. Magnetic Charm, California Love coming through is Thanks Be as well in the spotted cap. Magnetic Charm, Thanks Be, California Love. Coral Beach with a flying run on the near side with Hotsy Totsy. Thanks Be, Magnetic Charm as they race to the line, and Thanks Be denies Magnetic Charm. Hotsy Totsy on the near side of Coral Beach, fighting it out.
Well, you can't say I can't predict some of these things, but the winner was 33 to 1. So there you go, exactly as predicted. Couldn't tell you which 33 to 1. And Magnetic Charm had a great chance, and certainly if you back that for a place, you would have made probably 2 to 1 on your money, maybe even a bit more. So some kind of indication from me that was one to probably avoid, unless you knew which 33 to 1 shot to back, and I gave you a place shot. So now to the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes, handicap class 2, 1 mile 3, 19 declared. Ryan has another strong claim, however this might go to an Irish Raider, so let's have a quick look and see what happens. Here we go, coming up to the 2 furlong mark.
Outside of Johnny Drama. These are followed by Temple Chirp. Downdraft tried to stay on from the back off Durian Flame. Down the outside with Lucius Tiberius. A furlong and a half to go. Byron Fly closed down by Baghdad and Corgi, the first and second from the King George last year. Fujera Prince is staying on the grey. It's Baghdad in front and Brian Moore has seen off Corgi. Fujera Prince, Frankie and Ben Bracky in the green. Staying on, it's Baghdad in front. Ben Bracky is the closer as they run to the line. Baghdad and Ben Bracky. Baghdad, I think, has just won his second race at Royal Ascot. Ben Bracky made it very close.
So there you go. Baghdad, Ryan Moore wins the last race of day 4. Gave you a good indication that had a strong claim. Frankie again almost snatching it at the death there. And that was the end of day 4. I'm going to go quickly into day 5, take you through that, and that will be the end of the review. So here we go, back into the final day. I just reviewed Royal Ascot the day before. I told you that what we told you, and let's just go into the final day. It wasn't Tuesday the 18th, it was in fact the final day, Saturday the 22nd. So forget that. I sometimes don't quite get all the dates right and change things quite correctly. So let's have a look at the Cheshire Stakes. It's a 2-year-old race again, 7 furlongs, another 2-year-old race, which I will avoid. If you're doing it, watch for dramatic changes in the betting, particularly in the last 5-10 minutes. The O'Brien horse looks well bred, and Godolphin has a good one on paper as well. So I wouldn't be doing this. I would be looking at the betting. If something comes in radically, then someone knows something and you probably should join in. We go to the finishing of the race.
At this point by Pinatubo, the field are now coming past the 2 in the Cheshire. It's up for grabs here. Pinatubo picking up smartly. The all blue of Godolphin. Lope Fernandez the near side. In between them, Raul de Silva and Highland Chief. Pinatubo and Lope Fernandez strike on then. The big 2 in the market. And Pinatubo's trying to turn away Lope Fernandez and has done so very stylishly indeed. It's Pinatubo preserving his unbeaten record and is going to be a resounding winner of the Cheshire Stakes under James Doyle. Impressive. Pinatubo beats Lope Fernandez convincingly.
Well, that did exactly what it said on the tin. The money came for the top 2, and Godolphin's horse beat the O'Brien horse. So you could have had a reverse forecast there quite happily on what I told you, even though I try to avoid races where there's so little form to be going on. Jersey Stakes, 18 declared, 3-year-olds. Again, O'Brien has a strong hand here. And it may be that Ryan has chosen the wrong one. Space Blues seems to have found this trip ideal. And this is a major plus, so 7 furlongs is often an in-between trip that lots of horses don't like. So we'll see what happened there.
Superman. Duke of Hazard coming there away to the left, Happy Power. They're chased now by Masaru. Momkin trying to get into it, so perfect. His spinal gap in Space Blues is looking for racing room.
from Angels Hideaway as they race on towards the final furlong now.
Really didn't do himself much good out there.
Urban Icon coming home well near side. Space Blues now picks up well the all blue jacket. Far side Space Traveller with Angels Hideaway. Space Traveller on the far side. Space Blues on the near side. Neck and neck Space Traveller. Space Traveller beats Space Blues in the jersey.
Space Blues traded at 1.02 there. Yeah, I would consider that Space Blues was a little unlucky there in running, and could well have won that with a better run. So now on to the Hardwick Stakes. The betting will be totally indicative. Massar's chance. Derby winner should walk this. He's back to close to his best. However, he's had an injury and might need this race to get him back to peak fitness. So we'll see how that worked out. Here we go, coming into the last 2 furlongs.
Outside the Godolphin Blue, Nagano Gold still in last. Mirage Dancer looks ready to go on the girth of Saloen. As now trying to come through is Defoe down the outside. The grey Massar is making some headway and is getting into it as well. Nagano Gold is also staying on. Defoe takes over from Mirage Dancer. Nagano Gold running a blinder. It is Defoe that leads the way here to the last half furlong in the Hardwick. Nagano Gold is running a tremendous race under Christophe Soumillon. Defoe is just in front though, and Defoe wins the Hardwick from Nagano Gold. And then Mirage.
Yeah, so Massar actually did drift in the betting, which gave you an idea that he wasn't at his peak. You saw him coming there in the last 2 furlongs. He'd actually stumbled and almost unseated the rider at the start, and so probably gave up part of his chance there. But as you probably saw, the last furlong he was running on at one pace and clearly not totally fit. So yeah, did what I said. Looked at the betting, you'd have seen that Massar. Those in the know knew that he wasn't absolutely peak fitness. Next race is the Diamond Jubilee Stakes. Blue Point. It'll be hard to beat if he can handle 2 outings in quick succession because he won earlier on in the week. Charlie Appleby. His trainer is really getting better and better. I know he's been given a huge chance by Godolphin. You know, lots of trainers don't get the sort of horses that Charlie Appleby gets, but he is training them to perfection and is a fantastic trainer. And I would say he would not run him if he didn't think he could do it. So let's see what happened. What we're seeing here is Catchy. Catchy's an enormously fast horse. Excellent horse on the all-weather and out in front here. And let's see what happened.
An Invincible Army, chased by Enzo's lad in the white headgear Yafta. On the far side, City Light is making good progress now. Still Catchy leading the way. Out very wide, Sansa, Marley and Keystroke. Blue Point now looming up to challenge Catchy. Blue Point joining Catchy. Invincible Army, Dream of Dreams, speaking colours. He says go on Blue Point. Blue Point strikes the front again at Royal Ascot from Catchy. Dream of Dreams is coming home well then, speaking colours. Blue Point all out. Dream of Dreams is thrusting. Blue Point near side. Blue Point. Blue Point, Dream of Dreams. Has he done it? Has he done the dub?
Well, what a super horse and what a training feat. He just held on. And I think that was probably one of the performances of Royal Ascot, that Blue Point can win a 5 furlong race on the Tuesday and come back on the Saturday 4 days later and win another Group 1. He apparently won something like £642,000 in the week, so pretty brilliant. Wokingham is always a cavalry charge, 6 furlongs, 3-year-olds plus. 26 declared, wide open cavalry charge down the straight. Always a lot of fun, but another one for the pin. The winner is very unlikely to be a front runner, so go for one of the top jockeys and a hold up. The pace appears to be in the higher part of the draw again, so we've also seen the higher part of the draw being the place to be on this near side. That's where the winners seem to come from. However, if you push me, I like Cape Byron out of stall 10, who will be able to go both ways and get a toe into the race. I won't be staking my house on it though, so let's see what happens. So once again, we can see really two groups, or maybe 3 groups if we cut it there. These guys on the outside, whether they'll produce the winner, is a matter of pace. But generally speaking, they haven't had the better ground, and it's been paid to be on the near side. So let's see what happened.
Halfway and heading down towards the two. Watchable in the centre. Far side Bambra fighting Irish driven with Foxtrot Lady Gun Metal following. Kate Byron with every chance. Late bolted. Tis Marvellous. Dark Jacket Spotted Sleeves coming through with Hey Jonesy, Raucous in the middle of the group. Bambra over on the far side, the near side. Tis Marvellous, Watchable, and Kate Byron finishing strongly. Inside the furlong then, and Kate Byron has got to the front in the Wokingham. Bambra, the far side. Raucous stays on with Tis Marvellous. Summergad from the back. Dancino also staying on. It's Kate Byron's Wokingham. Kate Byron, the winner from Tis Marvellous. Dancino.
So there you go. First 5 home, drawn 12 and above, or 10 and above, yeah, that near side clearly coming good in the last furlong or so, and yeah, Kate Byron. I wish I had staked the house, and it would have been quite nice because I'd have had several houses now completely paid for. Queen Alexandra Stakes. This is the marathon, absolute marathon. This is about as far as you'll get. In fact, I don't think there is a race further for the flat than 2 miles, 5 furlongs, 143 yards, 5.5 furlongs. So 12 declared. All thoughts with regards to flat racing go out the window. You need to look for a trainer who can get a horse to go well over this distance, such as Willie Mullins. So let's see what happened. And here I see that actually there's a lot of them lining up with the chance coming off the final bend. Let's see who prevailed.
By Palisader in the claret jacket, approaching the final 2 furlongs. Pirelli took it up. Max Dynamite, though, is quick to challenge. So too Cleonte. Max Dynamite and Cleonte. These two battling on together, and Cleonte just about getting on top from Max Dynamite. Palisader, the 10-year-old, trying to reel them in his bid to win for the 2nd year running. It's Cleonte by 2 lengths. Here's Palisader staying on gamely down the outside. Cleonte is flat out all the way to the line. And Cleonte wins the Queen Alexandra. Palisader foiled this year 2nd. Max Dynamite back in.
So there you go. Last race of Royal Ascot. Sylvester de Sousa had to wait till that last race. He's an absolutely fabulous judge of pace, and so doesn't surprise me he won. Andrew Balding, yeah, that's a fantastic training feat to get a 2 mile, 5.5 furlong horse out. I recommended in my well, the nap was recommended to be Blue Point. Lille was the back to lay, which came in for us without too many issues. Enchanted Linda was 5th, so got well beat, and certainly was too short at 2-1. In fact, went off at 7-4 and got well beat. And then the place value was Max Dynamite, with who you saw there was 3rd. He was the Willie Mullins horse ridden by Ryan Moore. Had a great chance of getting a place, and certainly in the final furlong or so looked like he might have a chance of winning, but paid nicely. So all in all, I think you can see that this video shows you, in my opinion, my simple opinion, my humble opinion, if you follow me throughout Royal Ascot, I don't think you would have wound up with any losses. You would certainly, depending on how heavily you went into some of the things that I was telling you, you would have been extremely well up, because there were very few tips that I gave which didn't have a positive result. So what a week, fantastic week. I enjoyed every minute of the 5 days. 2019 was a real good year. Frankie getting 4 winners in a row on Thursday was fantastic to watch. Stradivarius, my favourite horse at the moment. What a gutsy performance from him. Blue Point, what an amazing thing to go and win 2 races during the 5 days. And what a training performance. And just generally all round great feeling about it. But what I'm trying to let you know is, if you want to know somebody who understands how to do the racing and gives you a good steer, Not always exact steer. Sometimes it's just, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I'd tend to look here. And if you've got a feeling of your own, then I might just back you up on your feeling and give you the confidence to back a horse that you might just think, well, maybe I won't. Anyway, a lot of tips coming in, 7-to-1 shots, 7-to-2 shots, quite high priced horses. Certainly gave you a big bite back to lay there with Gerard Mosse. Gave you several place races and gave you the indication if you had taken my advice, you would have got some reverse forecasts, and you probably could have got Frankie's four-timer based on my positive feelings about his chances in all the races which he ran in. So tipping, join our newsletter. The MailChimp link will be at the bottom, and certainly if you like this video, please like it, and if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe to the channel and get the videos as they come out. Comment please if you think this was too long, too wordy, whatever, or if you have any comments at all. I always respond. So best of luck in your trading. Please sign up to the newsletter. You'll get it every day, and hopefully you'll benefit from the tipping. Good luck.